breeze. Taryn King, the important thing to note in this second half is both she and Cass Davis are both on yellow cards, the two centre halves for Newcastle. So that's something Sydney FC may look to exploit in the second half. The difference between the sides, Tara Andrews' 41st minute goal and her 36th in the W League. All for Newcastle, of course, in her 97th match. So we're underway in the second half in Newcastle, and immediately they look to move it forward with Gemma Simon. We're going to hear from Newcastle Jets coach Ash Wilson in a sec, but Sonny Franco almost played in behind Georgia Yeoman-Dale. Newcastle so pleased with their first half performance they will be, but this is the next task, isn't it, where we find out if they have got what it takes this year.
Yeah, definitely. They would have gone into the sheds really positive after their first half, going in 1-0. But yeah, you've got to dig deep in this second half. You know what Sydney has in their locker, and they can come out and be really dangerous.
Vine up went Taryn King with the header, and Simon is going to pilot it just over the sideline, and Ash Wilson is sideline. Ash, you must be so proud with that first half performance. How do you ensure the side doesn't go into their shell in the second half?
Yeah, look, obviously happy that we got the late goal there. You know, I wasn't overly happy with some of the things that we were doing before that with the ball. So for us, it's about being as composed as we can be on the ball and giving each other more options and not getting into so many battles. So I think if we can relax and get a little bit calmer on the ball, and just for us, it's not about trying to protect the 1-0 lead. It's trying to keep pushing to get a second and make it very difficult for Sydney to come back.
Yeah, Ash, defensively, you guys have looked really strong, really shutting down any midfield opportunity from Sydney. Is that something that you worked on coming into this game, knowing how dangerous they can be when they build up through the midfield?
Yeah, definitely. We spoke about it a lot through the week, that counter protection in particular, and being organised, particularly when we had the ball, when we're so open sometimes when we're playing forward. So for us, yeah, that was a big focus to try and limit their space, because obviously Remy, Prinny, Courtney on the counter, those guys are very, very challenging.
Ash, thanks so much for your time. Good luck in the second 45.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
There's Ash Wilson, the coach of the Newcastle Jets. Her 7th in the W League. Looking for her second win this afternoon. The Jets in front at the moment. This one just clipped in behind, just scooped up by Abini towards Seamson. And Ali Green, dangerous in the first half, bending it in towards Vine. Simon did enough just to put her off. And Vine taking on Simon, beating her, sliding it in at the near post. Hawksby's after it. Vine, and now Taylor Ray! What a strike from Taylor Ray! Just her second goal in the W League. And Sydney are all square.
That is a great strike there from Taylor Ray, on her left foot as well. Great build-up from Sydney FC, just moving the ball around, creating opportunities, getting the ball in the box and getting numbers around it. Taylor Ray just finding the corners.
Not much Claire Coelho could do about that. And not the start to the second half Newcastle would have wanted. Simon. So they're only ahead for a matter of minutes in the context of this one. Newcastle about 7 minutes. Andrews was her goal before halftime, putting Newcastle in front. But that's what you want from your midfielders, isn't it? Goals like that from outside the box. Really pleasing to see from one of the young guns in this competition. Just 19 years of age, Taylor Ray.
Yeah, definitely. Taylor Ray is a quality player, but if you look at that whole play, it came off the back of Newcastle turning over the ball in their back third as well. So I feel like it's coming off the back of Newcastle mistakes rather than, you know, great Sydney FC play building up through the middle.
Here's a free kick for Newcastle. Sampson asking the question. Cass Davis was just having a lie down there for a moment. Two Manly United teammates. Yeah, they were coming together.
I don't think there's any malice in that, but Remy Simpson just loves to get her body in there, and Cass Davis does well to draw the foul.
So that's going to be the issue for Newcastle in their second half, is the strong southerly behind them. Now can they just hold back those passes so they don't spray out over the byline? Green in behind for Abini. So this presents a big danger for Newcastle. The ball's going to hold up for the speed of Abini and Vine. And here she is, Princess Abini, winning her side a corner.
Great work there from Hannah Brewer. She's a great one-on-one defender. Shows Princess Abini down the line. She knows she's, you know, not great on her left foot. I don't want to say she's bad because she's a quality player, but you don't want to let her cut back in on her right foot. So Hannah Brewer's done really well to show her down the line.
Inspired by her brother Bernie to play. Princess, she said that down the years. He'll be in action for the Wanderers a little later tonight. Police floating it in towards Tobin. Andrews rose highest with the header. Green. That's too big for Police. And just to finish off on Princess Abini, her and Bernie, along with David and Michelle Carney, they're the only brother-sister combination to represent Australia at senior level.
Very impressive stat. A lot of quality coming from the Ibini family.
Franco tried to trick away past Ali Green. Simpson. Abini hanging it up for Vine. Simon came powering through, winning the header. Tobin is going to bounce in front of O'Brien, and now there's space here for Sunny Franco. Newcastle have a 3-on-3 if they're good enough. Franco inboard. Here's Andrews, just hooks it further wide towards Harding. Was there a potential handball? It's not going to matter because the flag is up.
Very dangerous play there from the Jets. Sunny Franco looks to get in an early cross. I think she could have driven down the and got across from the byline, but look at this from Tara Andrews. She just knows that Harding's on the outside with more space, and she looks to just dink it in over the top. Sophie Harding would be disappointed that she's offside there.
Is that a coach killer, that one, where a player can look across the line and see that they're offside? Frustrating for Harding and the Jets.
Coach killer, player killer. It's definitely something that, as a winger, you shouldn't be found in offside positions, because you're right, you can see that whole line.
Abini rushing forward. She has the overlapping run of Green over on the left. She's going to win the free kick anyway. Policina asking the question. I know they win the free kick in the end, so the argument's probably not worth having. But Ali Green, you can see atop a screen there, acres of space down the left. Was that a better option?
Yeah, probably. But, you know, Princess Abini, we know she's got the speed. We know that she can strike a ball. So driving into that space, it's not a bad option at all. Sunny Franco does well to try and get her body in there, but unable to collect the ball on the way through.
Police. Newcastle diffusing the set piece once again. McLean. Just her second W League game. Charlotte McLean made her debut last week in the derby. Here's Brewer. Wyman coming out, sweeping it out over the sideline.
Great pressure there from Policina to make Jada Wyman make that decision early. And you see Newcastle Jets picking up the ball in a really good position further up the field.
Simpson on the turn. In front of McLean. First time ball up and over the top, looking for Mackenzie Hawkesby. Here's Franco taking on Green and not winning the throw. So Sydney may be looking to their bench here. Alira Toby just getting ready. Just want to come and have a chat to Ante Juric.
What a quality player to be able to bring off the bench. Wouldn't want to be a Newcastle player, you know, you've been running all game already, and you've got the likes of Alira Toby coming on. She's lightning quick, and we've seen for Brisbane Roar she can score goals.
14 in her W League career in 53 appearances. Alira Toby's record. Won't be long until we see her out there. Came off the bench last week as well. There she is, getting everything sorted. Brewer, that throw just enough over the head of a beanie. And now Sunny Franco, not the quality on delivery she would have liked. Appeals for handball against Seamson. You heard the crowd go up. No whistle from Libri. Police. Measuring the pass in front of Seamson. Hawkesby. Police and Ray. Important header by Sophie Harding. She actually scored the winner in a pre-season trial win for the Jets against Sydney. Sophie Harding. Brush. Forward comes Simon. Just going to continue the run, but Andrews didn't see her captain on the way. And now Police in front of Vine. The hand is up from Remy Seamson. Vine slides it across. Hawkesby. Seamson, the flag is up. Relief for the Jets. As the danger was brewing once again from Sydney.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to be seeing players getting too much space. These Sydney FC players, they can find the back of the net very well. Newcastle Jets have done really well to get players behind the ball and numbers in the box there.
Another tight one, wasn't it? Tight one against Harding down the other end, and tight one there against Seamson. Franco. Tobin on the second attempt, got it clear to Abini. That's the difference at the moment. The ball's out of trouble for Sydney, just seem to be finding feet. For Newcastle, not so. Green. And Brush. The goal scorer for Sydney, Taylor Ray. The 19-year-old in her 15th match in the competition.
It's great to see Taylor Ray playing well and back starting here for Sydney FC. She's had a troubled history with injuries. She works really hard worked really hard to get herself back fit, and to see her put one in the back of the net.
Well, speaking of trouble, here comes some for Newcastle. Alira Toby replaces Remy Seamson. And Alira Toby, she had a troubled 2020. She was actually going to go and play in Spain, ended up in Portugal due to COVID. And then less than a month into a contract with Famalicão, she was told she wasn't required anymore. She also thinks she caught COVID over there because she was sick for a couple of weeks. And the COVID test came back inconclusive. If you want to find more, there's an article by Sam Lewis you can find online. Also, you'll find out about a rooster which was keeping her awake over there as well. You can find out more. Check out that article on Alira Toby.
Sounds like a tough 2020.
Yeah, good to have her back in Australia and in the W League. So just over half an hour to go. Newcastle and Sydney all locked up. Tara Andrews with the opener in the 41st, and then Taylor Ray straight after half-time, locking things up. And Newcastle look to their bench as well. We will see what happens from here. because Tessa Tamplin and Lauren Allen are getting ready. Taylor Ray, good spin on the ball there. Away from danger, back to Brush. Finds the pass to her captain, Polias. Here's Ali Green. Abini. Polias in space. The run forward from Alira Toby. Cass Davis is tracking across. She's got to be careful. She's on a yellow card. And in the end, the pass straight to Gemma Simon. Fortunate maybe for the Jets. But the lights are flashing already. Alira Toby is going to cause some real problems in this final 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's great defensive effort there from the Jets, but Alira Toby just showing how dangerous she can be getting in behind.
So here's the change from Newcastle. So Tessa Tamplin and Lauren Allen heading out there. Sophie Harding to like-for-like switch that one. Now, who will it be here for Tamplin? Hannah Brewer, we know, back from injury. Is it going to be Brewer? That would be a big loss for the Jets. And it will be. So Hannah Brewer leaves, Tamplin on at right fullback. And just a reminder, coming up straight after the W League, we've got A-League action. Newcastle Jets taking on Western Sydney Wanderers. It was an F3 derby a week and a half ago. Well, you could call this a derby. The Carl Robinson derby. He's up against his former team, as is Bernie Abini as well. This should be fascinating. Pre-game live from 6:30. Kickoff just after 7. And also in the W League, Adelaide up against Perth. That is on Saturday, tomorrow from 7 p.m. And then we've got the Melbourne derby from 4 p.m. on Sunday. City and Victory. Derby's coming left, right and centre in the W League in the coming weeks.
Go forward, it's all right, go on. It's out there. Yeah. Up.
Pass just a bit too heavy from Charlotte McLean.
Newcastle have had to do a mountain of work in this game so far, 60 minutes in. I think that's why we've seen a couple of changes, just to get some fresh legs on, make sure defensively they're still sound. But it'll be tough going into this final 30 minutes.
Simon now to Policina. A forward run coming from Franco. And that on the breeze made it almightily difficult for Franco to chase down. Tobin to Abini. And now Tamplin on the turn. You won't miss Tess Tamplin out there with a pink ribbon dedicated to her late grandfather. And here's Andrews taking on Tobin. Neat slid down the line for Vine. Lauren Allen charging across. Lauren Allen playing for Northern Tigers during the NPL season in Sydney. 7 goals in 12. Another player who's come through the college system. Played for the Butler Grizzlies in Kansas and also the Anderson Trojans in South Carolina. Between 2015 and 2018, that spell in the USA.
I love seeing Australian-based players going over and getting the college experience, getting good training environment all year round, and then they come back into the W League.
Alicia Bass, another one coming through that system as well from the Jets. Here's a beanie. Was there a handball? There wasn't, but there is a free kick going Newcastle's way.
The thing I also like about the college system is the girls are obviously getting an education while they're over there as well, and you know, having that contingency plan for when football ends. We all know that, you know, football's not forever and you've got to plan for afterwards. So it's a good opportunity for girls to go over and play in such a great league, but also get an education as well.
Wyman under the head of Hawkesby, and here's King. Polias finds Ray. And just to finish up on the college system, I found today there's actually a Twitter handle dedicated to the college Matildas players that have come through the college system that play in the W League. So check that one out. College Matildas, just search that on Twitter and you can find all the players that have played in the W League that have come through that college system. Here's some space for Newcastle. Franco plays in Tamplin. How's the delivery? It's low and hard.
Great little play there from Tara Andrews on halfway. Just releases Sunny Franco there, just with a little touch with the outside of the boot. Unable to build up into too much, but great play there from Newcastle Jets.
O'Brien and King find Franco now. Tamplin is looking to make that run. Instead, comes off the back of O'Brien. Here is King. Well, even though they have come from behind Sydney, they won't be content with just a point. There's never been a draw in W League history between the Jets and Sydney in Newcastle. Vine tried to go through a gap which was only slightly open. It was shut pretty quickly. Davis. And we may even get a look at Gemma House this afternoon, the leading goal scorer in the WPL here in the northern New South Wales region. A couple of goals in the grand final for Newcastle Olympic in their win over Warners Bay. See her very, very shortly. Abini to Ellie Brush. First touch from Polias, just took it away from danger in the form of O'Brien. Ali Ratovi, well shut down by Davis. So Alicia Bass just slotting in there for Cass Davis at centre back. And she made that run forward. Ali Green up against Tamplin. So up against the youth now of Tess Tamplin, and it's Tamplin who initially won out, and now she's given away the free kick.
Yeah, disappointing there in the end from Tess Tamplin. I think she did a really great job to hold up Ali Green and to show her to the line. And just as Ali Green's turned, she's going nowhere. She's going back into the corner and she's just hooked her foot around her. Now Sydney are really in a really good position to get whip a ball in it and can score from this position.
So Taylor Ray makes way. The goal scorer this afternoon for Rachel Lowe. It's also come through the US College back in 2019 with UCLA Bruins. Also a very good cricketer as well, Rachel Lowe. See if she can get on the end of this. Tara Andrews the first there once again. She's very good defensively, very good down the other end as well. And that ball forward from Franco, well cut out by Hawkesby. She's done well there, Bass. O'Brien, Andrews in a pickle. And Polias felled.
It was a great storming run there from Tessa Tamplin, wanting to get forward, wanting to support.
Rachel Lowe picking out Princess Abini. And now Franco. But Ellie Brush, a rock at the back for Sydney FC. Green searches for Lowe. Tamplin couldn't get a touch. So here's Gemma House. She's going to take the spot of Sunny Franco, who's been on the right for Newcastle. Another player who went through the USA. She was there from 2016 to 2019. Back in Newcastle this year, or last year, I should say, with Newcastle Olympic. She'll play for them again this year. 33 goals in 16 matches for Gemma House in the WPL in 2020.
Not a bad start at all.
Yeah, not bad. And a shortened season as well. And Tara Andrews and Lauren Allen the year before, Tara Andrews almost racked up 50. So good for her to go and challenge herself at the next level in Sydney this year, as well as Lauren Allen. Those two played for New Lambton. They took out the title back in 2019. And now Ali Green. So the match just in a little lull at the moment, with both teams making some substitutions. So maybe as they just start to gel Georgia, we're going to get a good finish here for the last 20.
Yeah, look, I think the Jets have been really good in this last little patch.
A Beanie going left and right, cutting it across, but Simon perfectly positioned, the Jets captain. Now Gemma House, she has some speed. Wins the throw. This would be good to watch. Gemma House made her W League debut last week against Western Sydney.
I just think with the subs that the Jets have made here, they're showing their intent. They're, you know, bringing on more attacking players. They don't just want to settle for a 1-1 draw. They really want to take the game to Sydney and try and get the 3 points out of it.
Well, the only player they haven't used is Pana Petratos. Newcastle Jets. Sydney have still got Charlie Rule and Angelique Aristodoulou. Toby and Polias. Nat Tobin looking for an option and finds it in low. Courtney Vine, did you get onto that left boot? It deflects awkwardly. In the end, it's just going to be a goal kick. It's a near thing for Newcastle.
Could have been a close call, this one. Glad to see it go wide. It's not the kind of way that you want to see either team go down in this game. It's been such a close encounter. Both teams working really hard.
Davis looks for Andrews. Brush coming forward. And now Allen away from Vine. She's got plenty of speed to burn as well, Lauren Allen. Gives it away, though, to Ellie Brush. Tobin, that touch almost too heavy because Policina almost pounced. Bass, over the head of Ellie Brush, the Western Molonglo Jr. Andrews, great turn from Tara Andrews. She looks up, sees House, and Tobin with the outstretched left boot.
See Tara Andrews as she's picked up the ball there. Great little turn. She's looked up to see if Jada Wyman was off her line, but Jada was in a great position. Instead tries to slip in Gemma House, but Tara Andrews so dangerous in those positions.
Allen now to Simon. Vine just skipped over the challenge, probably fortunate for Newcastle. And now low over the top for Toby. It just sat up in the breeze, so it gave Newcastle a chance to get back. Ali Green flowing forward now, away from O'Brien. Didn't she just swerve around her beautifully? And then Taryn King as well. And Green hooks it back just over the head of Toby. Brilliant run from Ali Green there. And she's pretty tired after all that. You can understand she's done a mountain of work down the left for Sydney FC. She's still not back on side.
Yeah, she has done a mountain of work, you're right. She's been so effective for Sydney FC down that left side, getting up and back and really creating a lot of really good opportunities for Sydney.
Police. Little link up with Lowe. Neat touch from Hawkesby. Low shape to shoot for a moment there. Vine and Hawkesby almost got in each other's way. And then Lowe says, "Oh, go for goal." And it dips in perfectly. And she's back in the W League this year. And she's back on the score sheet. And Sydney are in front.
That's a great little dink in there from Rachel Lowe. You kind of felt like something special was brewing. Sydney FC patient on the edge of the box, happy to knock it round. Rachel Lowe just catches Claire Coelho off guard and really dips that one in. It's a great finish.
She has looked very good since she's come out there, Rachel Lowe. Was with the Wanderers from 2016 to 2019. Spent 2019 in the US. Now back in the W League with Sydney FC. And she looks so confident.
Such a fantastic player to be able to bring off the bench. Such high quality. She's, you know, good on the ball, happy to knock it around, and you can see there can score goals.
And that's why she's played for the Matildas. One appearance in the Algarve Cup back in 2018, and now Toby almost played through. So really difficult now for the Jets. Final 15 minutes. They led in the 41st minute through Tara Andrews, but Sydney have just ground their way back in this second half. And you just saw there, Pana Petratos. She is now out there for Newcastle post that goal. Pressure coming from Policina. So Chloe O'Brien, the player withdrawn for Newcastle for Petratos. Here's the turnover from Sydney. Allen and McLean. It's going to deflect here into the path of Policina, but Ellie Brush coming across. How close is she to another appearance for the Matildas, Ellie Brush? I know Australia very strong in the Centre Defence Department.
Yeah, look, she's doing the work she needs to do. She's come back into the W League. She's playing football full time. And I think that, you know, you're right. At the moment, the starting two are sort of set in the Matildas. But, you know, a good W League season, you never know what could happen.
Simon, now Petratos. Does she take it on? She does and wins a corner. Pana Petratos didn't score in the NPL competition in Sydney during the winter. 11 matches for Bankstown City.
What a goal could do here for Newcastle Jets.
Eleven and a half remaining. Big corner here for Newcastle as Simon. Oscar, the clearance was perfectly away from Policina and into the path of Toby, who looks forward for the speed of Vine. Now Davis searching for Allen. Instead found the head of Tobin.
Alicia Bass has been fantastic there for Newcastle in that holding midfielder position, happy to cover for either of the centre-backs as they step forward, but really consistent on the ball. And doing a lot of work out there. One of the unsung heroes.
Toby. And that duel with Davis, and she's done well, Alira Toby. She cuts it across looking for Hawkesby. How often is it the holding midfielder is the unsung hero? So often they're overlooked, but they do so much hard work.
Yeah, definitely. I think that, you know, having a good holding midfielder, they're the key to your game. They're defensively, they're your cover, but they're also your distribution and how you're able to switch the ball, communication. And you look at Teresa Polias, her experience in that role, and she's one of the reasons that Sydney have done so well throughout the years. So great to see Alicia Bass just doing a fantastic job in that role for Newcastle today.
Ball just skewed over the sideline by Alicia Bass. So McLean with the throwing towards Toby. What's Newcastle's best route to an equaliser?
You'd have to say it's got to be Tara Andrews. If they can get her in a good position in and around the box, she can finish them from anywhere. So they've got speed now up front to get the ball over the top. But I'd have to say that if I was looking for anyone, it would be Tara Andrews.
Bass to Policina. Polias, body on the line there. Now Allen in the shadows of the sideline. Tobin picks up possession, finds Rachel Lowe, just slips it in behind for Courtney Vine. Vine across goal under the shin maybe of Cass Davis. Here's Bass prodding it forward to Gemma House. She has the option of Petratos on the right. She uses Tess Tamplin. Space here for Tess Tamplin to rush into. And the junior Matilda finds Gemma House. She's tried to let it run on. Ellie Brush, too confident in that situation. But now Ali Green has given it away. Gee whiz. It seemed like there was not much in that. We'll have a look.
It's great play from Newcastle, getting numbers forward. Yeah, there's a little tug back there from Gemma House. It's there to give. If it's a tough call, but definitely Ali Green's pulled back there from the challenge. So fair call from the referee.
And Sydney fans will go, probably should have had a penalty in the first half as well. 8 minutes remaining in this second half, but Isabel Libre's done a pretty good job this afternoon. They've got a tough job, referees. We get a few replays and still can't make up our mind. They get one in normal speed from sometimes difficult angles.
Yeah, but they should get it right every time. Come on.
Is that the player coming out, Georgia?
Definitely. Definitely.
So just over 7 minutes remaining in normal time here. Davis to Policina. Just shut down by Vine. Low. Polias finds Tobin. And Tamplin did well, just jumped in front of the beanie there, read the situation really well. Nice angled ball there from Policina. Petratos. What can she conjure up in this situation? Comes off Tobin, and then the pass just wide of Lauren Allen, who was maybe just dropping back onside. Couldn't change direction quickly enough.
Yeah, I just feel that Newcastle don't really have a very good understanding of each other in that final third. They're getting so many numbers forward and some great runs, but just not able to combine.
House tiptoeing down the edge of the box, getting the ball across. Too easy for Wyman. Fine taking on Simon and Bass. And Simon, maybe a little too casual there as Vine was able to get Sydney FC back on the ball. Polias. Hawkesby hooking it out to a beanie. Tamplin again. And Ali Green finds Mackenzie Hawkesby. She has been busy as well this afternoon. W League appearance number 10.
And you just see how comfortable Sydney are to just knock the ball around now. They're a goal up for the good and just need to just keep the ball, keep it moving. And that's something that they do really well.
Fine, doing well under pressure from Allen and also Gemma Simon. Final 5 minutes now, normal time. Time running out for Newcastle. Sydney are looking to their bench. Brush. And Police. Pretty comfortable at the moment for Sydney. And Newcastle apply some pressure. Police just angles that pass wide to McLean. Returns it to the captain. Toby pushing forward. Bass with the intervention and wins the free kick as well. So the substitution on the way from Sydney. Kelly Jones just sorting out the board, and then Ristadulu and Charlie Rule will be out there. In the meantime, Newcastle asking some questions. Tessa Tamplin appeals for handball. She gets it there on the second attempt. Andrews couldn't get the power behind the strike.
That's a great ball in there from Tessa Tamplin. She's been fantastic since she's come on, creating a lot of dangerous opportunities. And who does she find in the box? It's Tara Andrews. Unfortunate she's not able to get more behind the ball, but great intent there from Newcastle.
2 in 2 for Tara this season, almost 3 if she could have really got behind that. Coelho comes out to claim. So next week, Newcastle were meant to be up against Canberra. That fixture probably won't go ahead after today's events in Queensland. Canberra played there last night against Brisbane. Wyman comes out, not the greatest clearance, out over for a Newcastle throw. So the Jets' next match likely to be against Western Sydney Wanderers. That's at number 2 Sports Ground on 23rd of January. Sydney playing Wanderers next week. So here we go, Sydney making that change. Angelique Ristadulu replacing Ali Green. She deserves a rest, Ali Green, after the work she's put in. And Charlie Rule, the 17-year-old on debut for the Sky Blues. The junior Matilda, who played for the Football New South Wales Institute during the NPL season. 4 goals in 10. She is an exciting prospect. And I've got some inside word from Ray Dower, her coach at the Junior Matildas, that she's a great technician, great athlete as well. Look out for her over the next few minutes. And here she is, first touch in the W League for Charlie Rule. Just gave it away. Newcastle looking to find space down the left. Very tall 17-year-old Charlie Rule.
So great to see all these young ones coming through the W League now and getting opportunities.
Allen wriggling away, cutting it back towards Policina. And now the strike from House. It's spinning everywhere in the box. And now Hawkesby, that looked to be a handball, and it is just on the edge of the box. So here we go. Can someone from Newcastle step up and score and equalise?
This is a great opportunity here for Newcastle. Clear handball there, and it's in a fantastic spot. It's just a matter of who's going to take it. You got Gemma Simon with a left boot to curl it into the top left corner, or Tara Andrews, quality finisher.
Yeah, preferred side for Simon, but Do you go with her or Andrews? Who do you go with?
Oh, I'd probably go with Gemma Simon. I think it's a good angle there for a lefty to curl it into the corner.
It's Andrews, and it was not far away.
That's a great strike there from Tara Andrews.
Oh, gee whiz.
There's no way Jada Wyman was getting to that if it was just that little bit lower. Geez, that's close.
So 4 minutes Newcastle have got to find an equaliser. Can she do it, Tara Andrews? She's had some chances late on. Sydney will be keen to get away from Newcastle with the 3 points. It's probably likely they're going to be playing Newcastle in a couple of weeks based on what's happening with the draw at the moment. Policina, Andrews, Allen, there's space out to the right. The pass is under hit though. And Abini profits from that. And Princess finds Charlie Rule. Pass to Toby. Pressure coming from Davis, also from Simon. Urich wants a free kick for his side. It's not forthcoming, but he will get a throw. Low with the throw up the line for Rule. House with the header in front of Petratos. And now Gemma House picks up the ball. Numbers forward here for Newcastle. House straight into the arms of Wyman. Too much behind it, especially with the wind. It pushed it forward in the breeze. The pressure is coming, though, from Newcastle as Sydney try to play it out from the back. Brush finds the unmarked Low. And now Police. Have they unlocked Newcastle? It seemed like they had. Abini swerving away from Tamplin. And then finding Toby with the pass. Rule is looking for the inside run. And Toby just took it on. So a couple of minutes now for Newcastle. Saw the urgency from Claire Quaylo. Here is the opportunity from Sydney.
That's a great switch ball there from Princess Abini. Finds Alira Toby out wide and probably could have held it up and slipped Rule out wide with a bit more composure on that one. They had a 2-on-1 situation and probably didn't make as much of it as they could.
So the Sky Blue dominance in this rivalry looks set to continue. And Alicia Bass, a real bright spot for Newcastle this afternoon. Low, great skills from her, finds Rule, returns it to Low. Just playing with themselves at the moment, Rule and Rachel Low. Down that right-hand side.
It's a fantastic ball into the area from Rule, just technique.
And now Hawkesby in behind, cuts it back. Toby, well blocked by Davis. He's able to hook away the clearance. And now Tamplin. Here go Newcastle. Andrews has just let it run on towards Policina. So Newcastle have the throw. They've got less than a minute.
Policina's another one that's done an absolute mountain of work today. Getting forward, getting back, really a box-to-box midfielder, and she's had a really good game, and she's one that's probably unfortunate to be, if she is on the losing side of this one, because she's had a fantastic game.
Bass straight over the sideline. So the Sky Blue train continues to roll on in season 13 of the W League. But they were challenged this afternoon by the Newcastle Jets, who led at half-time. But it was Sydney FC too strong in the second half Taylor Ray and Rachel Lowe, two of the young guns, scoring. And an important 3 points for the visitors. Ash Wilson, she'll be gutted, so close for the Newcastle.